Wikileaks. Wikileaks is a site first started in October 2006 that enables random and anonymous internet users to post confidential or formally classified information related to government or corporate archives. Originally, it did function as a wiki project up until May of 2010, but since then, Wikileaks has functioned instead as a site where one can still post said material, but instead it goes through an internal review panel, and only the information that passes through this review system is allowed onto the site. The way that Wikileaks is enabled to function still, according to the New York Times, is its bunker-style server located in Sweden, notably held underground with impenetrable firewalls. This is also due to the Swedish Constitution protecting all individuals who give any source, whether it's classified or not, to a newspaper or any other media guide as part of their free speech laws, and enables Wikileaks to function there. In November, conservative pundit Bill O'Reilly, an egregious and outrageous news reporter for Fox News, stated that Bradley Manning is a traitor and should be sentenced to hard life and labor for the remainder of his days. And also, in the same span of time, called Julian Assange as well a traitor. And even though he's not a U.S. citizen, American authorities can try to prosecute those who leak documents to Assange. Wikileaks founder Julian Assange told an audience at the Literary Festival in Hay, Wales yesterday that there have been no purported citizens to be harmed by any of WikiLeaks leakings, but there are critics and detractors who say otherwise, notably among them the CIA, the U.S. military, and Obama's administration. So who really honestly has the right to say whether or not at this moment WikiLeaks is a positive or a negative? And that's really where the debate comes down to. Does it protect the democratic ideals we so strongly strive for, as Noam Chomsky purportedly thinks? Or does it do what Obama's government sincerely thinks it does, which is to harm our rights and freedoms as citizens, and to harm the rights of soldiers working in dangerous and foreign environments? The biggest case to affect WikiLeaks is the Bradley Manning leaking of 250,000 military documents from the United States military in November 2010. Manning, an openly gay soldier, was promptly arrested and has been held in captivity similar to that of a Guantanamo detainee for the past 4 or 5 months, without access to the rights of a normal American citizen, such as access to a free and democratic trial on home soil, and is instead being tried by an army military tribunal in Iraq. Daniel Ellsberg strongly supports Manning's right to come forward with this information and sees it as a benefit to the U.S. military, seeing as how there have been so many reported abuses by the military in the past, and sees that as something that can clear up the infrastructure and the way that the United States military works abroad. In my conclusion, despite all of the detractors of WikiLeaks, and despite Julian Assange's megalomania and difficulty running this organization without having his personal life interfere with the progress of WikiLeaks, I think ultimately it works for the better good of our democracies. What the U.S. cables revealed was a stunning and startling lack of respect towards our allies. We enabled spying against Britain, against Germany, against our allies in the Middle East, even against Israel. That noted, a lack of trust in their foreign services to do their duties to help our mission in the United States. as well as Canada's missions, and demonstrated a lot of hubris on the part of foreign officials within the United States in how they want to run their services. They show a stunning sort of egocentrism and a lot of narcissism about America's role globally, and that these sort of cables, they reveal so much about how the United States needs to progress in its own development of political democracy, and how the United States can do much better to further its global image. And if these leaks continue to encourage both the American and Canadian governments to self-examine and to rethink some of their policies, then I ultimately think it works in the better interest of anybody, regardless of a couple of deaths in Iraq or Afghanistan from the links of classified information.